morning, everybody, or good afternoon. It's 12:01. We're going to go ahead and get started with the board meeting. First item on the agenda is roll call.
Mario Liscano, Alex Rios, Sonia Falcon,
Here.
Alma Caso,
Here.
Johnny Rodriguez,
Here.
Lisanne McAlpine, Ernesto Sepulveda,
Present.
Jose Delgado,
Present.
Dr. Annabelle Palomo.
Did we get her on the phone?
Yeah, she's on remotely.
Can she hear us?
She can hear us.
She's joining us remotely. Ms. Laura Warren.
Here.
Those board members not in attendance today did advise they weren't able to attend.
Okay. I guess the next item is to excuse any of the absent board members. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Got a motion by Johnny, second by Jose. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we need approval of the minutes of March the 13th. I need a motion.
I make a motion.
Got a motion by Alma, second by Laura. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Next, we have the treasurer's report, and I believe we have somebody here from accounting that is going to do a presentation.
Good afternoon. I'm Fabiola Sanchez. I'm the Assistant Director for the Finance Department. I don't know if you have the reports there.
Yes.
Marcela was telling me that you have a few questions. If you want to ask me something before I explain the numbers, you can go ahead.
No, it was, the first question was really about the timing of this data, right?
Okay.
Because I think since we meet so early in the month, we're always running a month behind. So is there any way to?
Okay, so the numbers that you see, numbers meaning the income statement, the revenues and expenses, those expenses should be accurate for the month. The deposits, they're posted once a week, and expenses, obviously, whatever expenses they request, check requests, POs, and everything, it gets paid also in a weekly basis. So as far as the income statement, those numbers should be accurate for the month.
Okay. So you want to, anybody have any other questions for her?
When you say for the month, I'm seeing the income statement right now, and I'm assuming that that's for the end of the month, March?
Yes.
Okay, because right here it says period ending 4/30/2023.
That's March.
That's the budget report. The one she's talking about is the balance sheet.
No, I'm talking about the budget report in this case, which has the revenues and expenses.
Okay, so he's talking about that also.
Okay,
Right.
so
So I'm assuming again that what we're looking at, or the month, the period ending is through the end of March, correct?
correct.
But this says period ending as of the end of April.
Yeah, because it's budget. So it's what they have budgeted as future expenses for the following month, and then the balance sheet is as of the end of March. Am I correct?
Okay, no, you're looking at a different report. It shouldn't be that different.
Okay, why don't we start with the first report, which is the balance sheet?
The balance sheet, okay?
Okay, that way, take us through that, and then we'll go through the second report.
So, okay, the first line item, the petty cash, is just cash that we provide to the chamber for whatever cash expenses that they have, like little expenses that they need to run to the dollar store for the event or whatever. Whenever they finish that cash, they bring all the receipts to us so we can book it and then give them another $100 so they can have it like cash available. The second item, it will be your bank account. The number that you see there, it's the reconciliation and the money that you have as of March 31st. The other one, it's another bank account that we open when the chamber opened. It's basically a bank account that we set for all our funds to, if at some point you guys want to do some savings, we recommend at least 1 month of operation. And it's totally under your discretion. We just open to have it available for you in case that you guys want it. As you can see, it just has $100, which is the balance. We open it with $100, and those 2.7, it's whatever interest they have carry over since then. Then you have the liabilities. This is pretty much the insurances and benefits that we pay for the employees. What payroll does, we pay these expenses in a monthly basis. But what payroll does is that they deduct it every pay period. So once it's done every pay period, since they haven't paid it, obviously it goes to a payable account. Once they pay it, it clears. But since it's going every 2 weeks and then pay every 2 weeks, you're always gonna see like balances in here. Then on the last two items, it's the due to froms. This is basically money that the chamber will owe, in this case, to the city and to the payroll fund, which is the city as well. Meaning, for convenience, we pay the P card and the insurances with city money because we pay everything together for all the city entities. So let's say if this month the P card for Marcela was $2,000, we will pay everything we have one account for everything, for all the city employees. So those are reflected there. If you see that big balance, it's of 11,000, it's just because we haven't transferred, the chamber hasn't paid the city back. It could be 6 months or whatever worth of either insurances or payroll. No, I'm sorry. Insurances or the P card, whatever expenses they have. And the other one is payroll as well, insurances.
So what is that 11,678, Marcela?
It could be a combination of several months of worth of P card expenses.
What are P card expenses?
The credit card,
Okay, okay,
the procurement card.
okay.
And so what is this tied to? Of which expenses? To what?
General. As of right now, I don't have an actual report of each expense because it could be 6
But-
months, it could be 1 month, it could be, but this is most likely about 3 to 4 months.
And so how often do you do it?
We try
Or
to
do-
do it in a monthly basis, but as long as we know this money, and obviously at the end of the year, all this needs to be clear. So we're trying to do it since sometimes it's not a lot of money. We are not transferring like like have so many transactions. We're trying to like get a little bit like on a bucket so we can return everything back.
Just for clarification, so this particular line item is for P card, or could be for some P card expenses
Insurances as well.
that we are using the city's purchasing card, thus we are reimbursing the city.
See, what it is that the city on the procurement cards, we have one account for all our city employees that have a card. So we pay just one big amount for everybody. Obviously, it includes PDC, includes the chamber, and includes the city's employees as well. So those, obviously, since you are a separate entity, you need to pay the city back for whatever expenses you are making.
And do you all audit this to make sure the expenses were legitimate, or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And the last one, it will be the unappropriated fund balance. That's basically just the equity, what the chamber is worth right now. And the other one, let me give you this, because that one is gonna have the April transactions, which is gonna be like 3 days. I'm not sure, mira.
So the handout that you're passing out is just through the end of March.
Yes. Okay, so the first column, it's the original budget, and the second one, it's the current budget. So this is your budget for the fiscal year. If you see a difference, there's no difference right now, but in case that you guys do an amendment for the budget or whatever, it will be reflected on the current balance, on the current total budget. In this case, everything has stayed the same since the original budget was adopted, so that's fine. The other one is the period activity. That one, it will be in this case March. So whenever you see a budget report, the period activity is whatever period you are looking at. The fiscal activity, it will be the activity up to March, from October to March, the fiscal year. Obviously, this is the variance, and the other one, it's a percentage use, budget versus activity. So basically, let's say for the memberships, it says that you have collected 54% of whatever you guys say that you were budget, which is mid-year, it should be at 50% more or less. So it's okay.
So
Uh,
where are TEC taxes so off?
So off?
They're off. It says percentage used, 181%.
This could be because it wasn't budgeted. I think you added a position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably it.
So do we have to go back and make an amendment to that budget?
We not necessarily. If you have any leftovers in any other account, we can just make a budget adjustment. Yes.
Yeah, but for next year, when we're preparing our annual budgets, then I think we need to start saying, this one actually came up, and I love that you have what the original budget and what your current activity is, because it helps us monitor where we are and where we need to make adjustments, so.
The other one was your revenues, your expense. I don't know if you have any questions in any of the accounts.
On public relations, we seem to also, running
Public-
close to where we have been spending and where we're at. No, you're actually at 38% on public relations.
Yes.
Where have we been using this? I know that maybe part was then, when we had the trip to Austin. Are there any other activities that we budgeted this for?
Oh,
So we did work with the city, with Ms. Carla Saavedra at the beginning of the fiscal year to come up with a budget that was more, I guess, in par with our operations. And we did come up with this budget. Now, it's not very tailored to our operations as of now, because we are, changing in our operations. But most of our activity is going into public relations. So anything that has to do with maybe ribbon cuttings or events or anything that we're doing outside of internal operations for the chamber, that's where we allocate those expenses
That's
on
a great
public
idea
relations.
for a committee. When we start looking at things and see what else we can do to further out what we do as a chamber. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys have any more questions.
Any other questions for Fabiola?
Just a comment, would it be possible to get, that when we get our next package next month or following this period, that it actually says, the end of the month, 3/31 or 4/31 or?
Yeah, sure.
Because it sounds like the ones we were getting before had a little bit of, for
The
example,
month.
this month,
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So the one that's in here that says 4:30,
they're actually the same.
It's 3:31.
it's
It's
changed
a broadcast.
the
That
date.
was just,
Just misleading.
That one, it
It
was
was a
just, I guess,
broadcast.
run as of yesterday.
yes.
But
So
it-
it's current, but it is reflecting March through March.
Yes, as well.
I like it though, because it gives you a broadcast of what you have planned to spend during this upcoming month. So you're giving us a budget report of what comparables are between what we have originally budgeted, where we are, and then what you have as of 4/31. That means what you're planning ahead, right? Am I correct? That's good.
So I think that's what
And this is
we
for
want
every
to
month-
see.
Every month
Mhm.
prior to our board
this report anymore, which is the one that was in the packet under budget report. We're gonna get this one that has more information.
It's the same report. It just
But
has.
this one doesn't have the rest of the activity.
So I believe, so in two previous, so 2 months ago, we did provide the one that you have right now in front of you that I just,
Why
handed
don't
to
you show her what I'm looking at, because she looks confused. This is
it's-
what's in our file, in our packet. This is what you passed out. So this is what we wanna see. You can see how it doesn't have all this.
Oh, okay, okay.
Goes back to the
columns.
question you had on the
Yeah.
dates.
The columns.
Different columns.
So,
The columns.
yeah,
It
so
doesn't have the-
this is what we wanna see.
More data.
Correct.
Because
Okay,
we-
so
yeah.
Yeah, so it has the same line items, but it has different columns. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
thank
So
you.
the one that you were just provided by Ms. Sanchez, that one we had always provided. It has been the norm. However, I believe 2 months ago, there was a discrepancy in period activity because period activity column doesn't always show accurate numbers as of that date. So for this one, for this month, I decided to get rid of that column just so that there wasn't any confusion, but I knew Ms. Sanchez was gonna be here to explain further. But we have always provided the one with all of the columns, and we will continue to do so from now on.
Thank you.
I do have, again, one question, just very simple stuff. If I look at two elements, two items under expense, if we look at public relations on the original total budget and current total budget, what does that indicate? Is it planning for next year that we need to allocate additional funding to, is more forecasting like it was mentioned earlier, or?
Can you repeat your question?
Sure, if you look
Oh.
at public relations,
It was probably a budget adjustment made. That
Okay.
originally was budget for 18,000, but maybe Marcela said like, you know what, we're gonna need more money because we're gonna buy this or whatever needs that the chamber has.
Uh-huh.
So budget adjustment was made to cover for that difference.
Okay.
And she probably got it from probably from the other operating supplies.
Okay,
I think it would be prudent that if you're gonna make any budget adjustments, you let us know, right, at the time, so that when we're looking at it, we know that that's happening, because if that's happening, we don't know, right? So you need to let us know, hey, we need to, because I know in all other organizations, and I know these are smaller numbers, right, but at least we know that you're adjusting the budget, right? So I think it's important to let us know.
And just for the record, the original budget, it doesn't change.
You know, I mean,
The
you're talking
overall.
about the bottom
Yes.
line, but how
Right.
we are just
Yes.
allocating it, it runs more crystal clear when we're saying, hey, guys, by the way, this is a list items of the budget adjustments we made. I know that your bottom line should not change, right, or that's the goal.
Right.
But when you're moving line items and the numbers that we originally allocated, it's good that you let us know when you made those adjustments, because it gives us better tools to help you serve.
Okay.
You know, where we needed to add, how we need to allocate those numbers, and it protects you guys because it leaves no room for questions.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Fabiola? Fabiola, thank you so much, you cleared up a lot.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
you.
it. Say
Thank you.
hello to
Welcome.
Carla. Okay, so we need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I make the motion.
Got a motion by Johnny, second by Laura. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Next, board action and strategic initiatives, the discussion on calendar of events. There was a page in your packet. It says calendar events for 2023-2024. And so we are now in April, if you can believe that. And so we had Hub Market Days, and then we have the Business Spotlight. We have the Mayor's Prayer Luncheon coming up. And then we have Hub Market Days again. And then we have for June, but that may change, right? Because we don't know if the session's gonna end. But I want to take you over to October. That's the big one. So, you know, the city has two big events, or one big event, which is Hub Fest. That happens in the springtime, right? That's coming up in
May
May? Is it May? May?
May 20th.
It's gonna be hotter. May
Hey, we
20.
can sell more drinks.
There you go.
And so, we discussed this. If you look on there, an avocado festival. This is during the kickoff season of the vegetable and fruit season on the bridge. And so, we talked to the mayor about doing an event in the fall, and he was pretty excited about doing the Avocado Fest because avocados are a big part of our lives down here in the valley, right? And so, this is probably not going to be a Hub Fest type of event. This is probably more low key until we beat Hub Fest later on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think, this is not about having all these bands, and this is more of a family event, right? And then working with the growers and the cold storage people also to participate with them on the kickoff for the vegetable and fruit season. So we started working on that, and Alma, I don't know if you want to share any information.
Yes, thank you, Sonia. So as part of the special events committee, we have been meeting regularly about that event. We want to make sure it's successful. We want to make sure it's well organized. And like Sonia said, we envision it to be very big at first, but then we might want to start something small. Yet we did want to, I know we have a couple of board members missing, but we did want to call on the help of all the board members, particularly in this event, particularly for sponsorships. We really need everyone's help this time because looking at our numbers, we depend heavily this time on sponsorship.
Call me when you have your next meeting. I'd like to be part of that committee.
We have a meeting
Today,
today,
after this
1 p.m.
meeting.
right after this
Right
I'll
after.
stay.
Okay.
meeting.
Thank you.
We are almost done, or we already have the sponsorship package,
We
correct?
do, yes.
Eloina, do you have the list of the name of the businesses we had we said we were going to talk to? Okay. We had mentioned during our meetings, each one of us said we'll do, we'll commit to talk to these sponsors, potential sponsors, and we wanted to see if the rest of the board could say, we'll talk to these people. But
Absolutely.
definitely need to get started now, even though it seems like the event is far off, but it's not.
No, we really don't have a lot of
Sooner
time.
the better.
Those
Yes.
things
Yeah.
should take you at least 8 months to start planning the right way.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll stay.
So we do have a scheduled special events committee meeting at 1 p.m. after this meeting. And so we're aiming to finalize the sponsorship list, or, the name of the companies or the businesses that each board member will try to reach out to, and then we'll share everything on our next board meeting.
We were also pending confirmation on that date, or is it confirmed, October 14th?
There is nothing else happening on that date, so that date is free.
Okay.
Now we are still waiting, maybe on the start of the produce season event that the bridge is hosting. I don't have confirmation on their date, the final date.
Okay. So
So they
hopefully
could
by the
have it
next meeting, we
sooner?
will have a
Yes.
solid date. And then I had suggested we start an email thread with all board members where we have that, maybe a Google or Excel sheet where we can input
Correct,
names of the
yes.
businesses, right?
Mhm.
Please.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're just, once we have, I guess, our meeting at 1 p.m. and we finalize all the details, and we can start sharing all the information so
Sure.
we can get on board. Mhm.
I think that was it, Sonia. Was there?
No, I think you
Anything
covered
else?
it. Good job.
Mhm.
I see on here, Marcela, you, on November, you have a skeet shoot. I don't remember us talking about a skeet shoot.
Don't either. That's new.
It was on the calendar. It's been on the calendar. We haven't had a skeet shoot before. I think it would be beneficial for us to try something new. I know we had, I did speak to Dr. Palomo about it. She offered that she knows somebody that can, that knows about the coordination and everything.
I just think we need to kind of maybe wait, because we're having the Avocado Fest, and right after that, you want to have something else and hit up sponsors again. That's just not, I would not
Yes,
put
we
that
can.
on the calendar
we can
for next
revisit.
year, for this year.
And then that made me look at, in July, Back to the Future Festival. Are we, same as last year, just helping Who's the one
So
organizing?
it was
Parks
a
and Rec?
joint effort, yeah, with Parks and Recreation, and so we
Okay.
did have a car show. We had a market, and it was very successful. We have had the community reach out to us and ask for another one and for us to host it again. So we will be joining the Parks and Recreation Department for the city so that we can have this festival again.
In what
And we'll do it
capacity?
once a year.
What is it that we are,
So we'll be doing a market, and then we'll be helping out with the car show.
okay.
So I know
Our
Alex, Mr. Rios.
regular hub market or?
Yes, so it wouldn't be a hub market days because it's on a different date, but
Okay.
we can reach out to businesses so that they can come and showcase their products.
Perfect.
I think we need to talk about that one too, right? Because it's, what is the manpower required? Because we really want to focus our energy into this avocado festival, right? Because that's ours. If this is Park and Recs, yes, if they need our help, okay, but our energy needs to be spent on us so that we can make this very successful and that the return is successful.
Right.
That way it's
For
not
Back to the
diluted.
Future Festival, there really is not much manpower. It's very similar to our hub market days. It's just about helping our members or giving our members an opportunity to showcase their products, having an informational booth out there, and we have this, we have this covered. We know how to do this event. And so, yeah, we'll just be joining forces with Parks and Recreation and kind of making it a little bit bigger, two departments
I applaud
compared
that
to just
because
one.
If we're gonna be asking other departments to come and help us during our event, which I'm sure we will, it does take a village to do these things, and they're asking us to support, and I think we need to set an example. If it's a supporting effort and you're giving our members other opportunities to showcase their product, then why not, right? So
Where does
I
this take
personally don't-
place?
This is at Downtown Park. So right next to City Hall.
As far as funds from the chamber, it's very minimal, or it's just mainly manpower like we're gonna be doing?
It's just manpower, so really just hours. We do charge a vendor fee to set up their booth, so there is some revenue coming in from that event. So we do have about 40 vendors, and we can increase it as well because this is a bigger festival, so it's not just a hub market. It just depends on the demand.
So Marcelo, if I'm hearing correctly, Avocado Fest is just basically a larger hub market?
No.
No,
No.
sir.
Not at all.
It's supposed to be like our signature
It's
event,
gonna be a
right?
huge festival.
Yes.
We wanna make it as
Have you heard of
big
the Onion
and loud.
Festival in Westaco?
I have.
Yeah, okay.
Like
This
So
our
is,
it's the way it sounds, it's just, we're making it bigger, it's easy to do.
no.
We're just starting,
No,
and
there's
it's gonna
not
be our
easy-
first.
nothing
Not gonna
is
be
too
We
easy,
have
yeah.
to
It's
secure
gonna be a lot of work.
entertainment. We have to get,
Sell
we're doing a
booths and
children's
area.
section, so we have to get sponsors for that, mini rides. Definitely market for sure, but then food vendors of all, just multiple.
We had to showcase the avocado.
And
There's your target
a
audience.
Have a
Yes.
avocado
cook-off.
competition.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. And
Yes,
that's
because
where
the Pharr
restaurants and
International Bridge is
culinary
the number
schools
one.
can come
Yeah.
in and
So with that said, I mean, we have
Bridge
Hub
in the
Market Day on the same day, October 14th also.
So we have the Hub Market Days monthly, every second Saturday of the
saying
month,
it's
but
you
that
have
one
it
is
same
just,
day.
Same
it,
day as
it
the
wouldn't-
Avocado Fest.
it would be, I guess, a part of Avocado Fest.
Got
So
it.
we would implement, or we would include
Okay.
a market to showcase our local businesses within the Avocado Fest.
We could,
Okay.
we could possibly
Have we
talk about
selected a
But we're
site?
not gonna have a
prices
second market.
for that one.
Yes, sir.
Where is Avocado Fest
Leverage
gonna
on
be
it.
held?
Everything has to.
So we are hoping to have it right at Downtown Park,
Oh, here,
and
okay.
yes, very similar to Hubfest,
Okay.
but in maybe
Bigger.
yeah, not a hub market, but maybe not a Hubfest, it's something in between.
All right.
Maybe since we're here, do you want to perhaps explain just a little, tell board members about the Beauty and Botox mixer, what it will be, since it's new?
Yes, so we're hoping to have 2 mixers a year. So it's going to be let me get it, where's the other one? Handshakes and headshots mixer, and then the Beauty and Botox. So these 2 mixers, they're fundraising mixers. We are going to have a title sponsor for each. The handshakes and headshots we've had before. It was very successful. This is where we have one of our local photographers or somebody, maybe media department from the city, come out and join us at a business, and they do headshots for our guests. And so they pay a fee to get in, and then they get their free headshots. We know headshots are, expensive, and you have to make appointments for them, but this is just an easier way to kind of provide that service for them. So that's going to be one. And then the next one is beauty and Botox. Beauty and Botox, we have noticed that we have a lot of members that are in the beauty space. They are either beauty salons or spas, and so we want to give them the opportunity to come out and showcase their products. So this can be either, maybe we include all of our members that are in the beauty space or the spa space, and we have more of a fair type of event, or we can host it at one of their locations and provide maybe coupons for Botox or Botox on the spot, depending on how how the I guess how we work with the business, or depending what they want to offer. So those are two of our main fundraising mixers for the year. And this is aside from our monthly corporate mixers that we host for our corporate members.
Circling back to May, when will the announcements and sponsorship requests will be going out for the mayor's prayer luncheon?
That will be probably by next week.
Okay, copy
Mhm.
it. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions regarding the calendar? Okay, so all hands on deck for avocados, yay. Dream avocados.
Yes.
We will wear our avocado.
Miss Pharr
green
Scholarship
products.
Pageant. We didn't have it on our calendar for next year.
I'm sorry, did you say something, Anali? 'Cause we didn't-
Oh,
We we didn't have it in mind to host for next year, but we can. The city. So we were just working. We didn't have it. Just yeah. So that's
pending discussion.
pending. Yes.
And you did read about the mayor's prayer luncheon. It's the mayor's prayer luncheon, right? Not the chamber's prayer luncheon, but the mayor's prayer luncheon. So we're going to help you this year, and then next year it's all yours. Yes? Good. All right, because we have to focus on our avocado festival and make money. So, as, mhm. That's exactly what he
Thank
said.
you.
He said the
Most
EDC, the
definitely.
bridge,
Goes
the
both ways,
city,
guys.
everybody was going to pitch in.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Okay, all right. So, and we have done a lot of research. There's places in California that have an avocado festival every year also, but it's very family oriented, right? And so I think that's something that we really want to promote, right? It's in October, so that means the kids are still in school. We can have a avocado Halloween contest, that kind of stuff. And exactly. Right. We're going to have different little kiddie areas and contests and all kinds of green things. So green is our favorite color now. Next on the agenda are activities and announcements. Anything else on that? That you have to
Ma'am, I
announce?
believe we do have to make a motion to accept the calendar.
Well, I think we had some changes, right? Like the skeet shoot.
We
No.
will. Yeah, we will. We can revisit the ski
Well,
shoot.
As revised, right? We can vote as revised?
yes, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I'm the only one that said that. I don't know how you all feel about it, but it's right after the avocado festival.
Well,
And I don't know
if
how
I may
we can.
add to that, I think that we have two very different target audiences.
Mhm.
And who we're gonna like to approach. As a business person, I think that if we're gonna do the Avocado Fest and we're starting small, I will focus on the restaurant industry because they're the ones who use it, and then also the people or the vendors that come and bring the avocado. So they're and the bridge, and all the people that get involved in the avocado industry and fruit and vegetables industry. That's our target audience. And then there's the skeet shoot. So I'm thinking those are very different, and maybe it'll be worth further discussing. I would like to table that item before we remove it. If the chamber feels comfortable with having one event after the other. So this is an opportunity for you to say, you know what, guys, I don't have the resources at this time. Let's see how we do with this one, and then we want to bring the other one for next year. But we need to take a lead from you, because our role here is to support you.
Yes, so I think they are very different events. And I know, like I said, Dr. Paloma let me know that there was somebody that she trusted that knew about skate shoots and that had coordinated skate shoots before. And so I feel comfortable in having this fundraising event. I think the chamber can do it. I think it is
Who would go?
separate
Like,
audiences.
who would be your target audience?
Everybody that hunts.
I think it's separate from a family festival. We
We
definitely
agree on
have
that.
to look
We
at
agree that it's separate.
demographics.
But for example, we being the bank, get asked to participate in a lot of skeet shoots. Most of the time, we can't get people to go, right? Because they don't do guns or they don't do this, and and we end up giving the teams to the DPS and to the Border Patrol, right? And so we paid because of who was asking us, right? But we don't get anything from it, really. Our people are not into that, right? And so I think we really need to examine who from the city of Pharr is into skeet shooting. And so I know we have that. Is that thing still open, the shooting range there in Pharr?
Point blank?
The one on Jackson?
Yes, point blank.
Yeah.
Point blank.
So, I mean, I don't know what kind of businesses other than them would really benefit from this, because we skeet shoots are very iffy, because you don't get a chance to talk because you're always shooting, and you can't hear them. But
They do well. The skeet shoots do very well. They have a following of teams and of sponsors. I think one of the dilemmas or one of the concerns that Sonia has, and I think I do too, is how are you going to get sponsors? Are you going to utilize us because we're going to be working on the avocado,
Yeah.
Right.
and in the following month we're going to try to look for more sponsors? I think that's one of the
Yeah,
concerns.
and that's what we're asking you. Do
That's
you
my
have the
concern as well.
resources? Do we know who to target? Because on everything, you may have something really good, either as a professional, as a vendor, or as an event. Do we know how to sell it?
And is
So
the
since
opportunity
the
to have the skeet
Avocado
shoot
Fest,
on
can we sell
another
it?
month or with Dr. Palomo?
It's a very
Is it just this
limited-
one?
Just so close
it's a
to each
very
other.
So it-
limited base that we're
we-
touching with this.
Yeah, we could host it since the Avocado Fest will be our main event. I think we do have quite some time to fundraise for it. And so we wouldn't be, I know the actual date when it's happening is close together, but we wouldn't be requesting a sponsorship or looking for sponsorships at the same time is my idea, because
but
it's
think about this,
it's our main
Marcela.
event.
We are not a
However,
we
it's-
are not a
it's
nonprofit
open for-
organization. We are not a nonprofit organization. Okay, so most skeet shoots is because it's a nonprofit that they donate, right? And we can write it off. So, I do not think that this is a good project for the chamber, because if we were a nonprofit, I would tell you something completely different, right? But this does not highlight any of our members. It doesn't give them an opportunity to go sell their products or promote their products, right? And so I think that one, because we're not a nonprofit, doesn't really make sense to do. I mean, I've been to a skeet shoot, we've been a sponsor, and, I ask myself why. Well, because it's a nonprofit organization that we're helping, right? But this is not.
Okay.
And we're
most
gonna ask
definitely.
the same people, and you're gonna get ready to give again. I'd rather them give to something where they can showcase their business, right? That we are giving them thousands of people that they can showcase their business to. And that's the point of the chamber, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Versus very few people that do shooting.
Yes.
So that's my take.
So with that said, we're tabling it or we're removing it? Just want to make sure what's
Well, whatever is the board's desire, but
We have like twins and Pharr. I'm just trying to think how to sell this, if it's sellable. I will go to the people who sell avocados to see who the target audience are and who they want to showcase and get a guest list from this. You have like twins who is in Pharr. they sell product from Pharr and they're very successful at it. So can we get them to help us? So then the homework's right now on you. Because I don't want to be shutting down ideas.
Mhm.
I would like to provide you empowerment. So if you think you can carry this, I'm not going to push it on anybody. And we have a sources of where we can find those sponsors. How do we learn to sell it? Then I'm all for it. So I'm leaving it on you.
But I
Yes,
will
we-
say though, oh, yes, Mr. Bruce.
Can I share something real quick? I'm sorry.
Sure, come up to the mic.
Stick around, but I need to leave.
Come up to the mic. We want to welcome Mr.
So, thank you, Victor
Perez.
Perez, President and CEO of the Pharr Economic Development Corporation. I'm here also selling tickets for our fundraiser Thursday. Some of you right now have been kind of approached, and so I'm going to share real quick because we do fund the chamber. And so I've talked to Marcela a couple of times. I've talked to Annalie, our interim city manager, about this, that we need to start working more together. When we started this chamber, we hired the first director. We wanted to be successful and to kind of supersede what was there before. And so I'm listening here, and I agree with Sonia that when you push yourself, we have some of you that have been approached about sponsoring, and you're like, oh, well, I don't know, we're going to sponsor here, we're going to sponsor there. One thing we did here with the foundation is we're limiting 3 fundraisers. That's it. Because we don't want to go through that and burn our vendors and burn our board members. And so we identified 3. One is our casino night, Thursday. We have a golf tournament, and then we have a gala. That's it. We're going to do no more. That's through the foundation. Through the EDC, I only have one event that I do, and that's the Friends of the EDC. That's it. Because you can't be, going back to the same vendor, same people, and not only you, but other people go. And so I've been told, like, do you know how many people come by and ask me for, of course, I know, I have an idea. So right now, again, think about it. The Avocado Fest is awesome, believe me. In Alamo, I live in Alamo, we have the Watermelon Fest. And we started it back then. I started getting involved, and then after that, I got too busy. But I'm still part of that committee. And it's gone really, really good. It's done a lot better. Every year we do it. We have more participation. We have more bands. But that's the only thing they do over there. And here, if you have a ski shoot, I would focus on the avocado and forget the ski shoot right now until you start putting yourself together and making sure that you have a calendar where you're going to be able to have a good 3-4 months. That's what we did with our events, with the foundation. We're doing right now, and then we're not doing anything till June or July, and then we're doing nothing until December or November. See, so you got to give yourself some time because you want it to be successful. And I'm listening to the avocado, festival. It's great. I think we have the #1 bridge crossings in produce. We have Index Fresh. That's the #1 avocado carrier. He could be a sponsor, a major sponsor, or other individuals that we work with. So I think it's a great idea. And so I'm listening here, and I'm just saying that ski shoot is not something that the chamber would do. I agree with you, Sonia. And so we're here to support the chamber. We had an event that we included the chamber. I asked Marcela. I told Marcela, I said, I want to include you guys as much as possible because we want you to recruit more members. And we had the seminar for our new grant that we just kicked out, and it's going great. We have so many people calling. And so we're doing everything possible. And then somebody in my office still does BREs. They still communicate with the business community because we want to make sure, and we refer them to the chamber. And so we're here for support. We want to make sure that, and I see a great team here. Since we started this chamber 6 years ago, I think it is, I see a couple of new people. And so I'm glad to see that because we need to take it to a different level. And again, the PDC is here for support. And I just wanted to say a few words and say what I feel about this, but because we don't want to overdo ourselves and then later on say, you know what, hey, this didn't work out and this didn't work out because we're focusing on this. But I love the idea of the Avocado Fest, and I think you would get a lot of support from it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So again, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
I just came by real quick, say hi, and I'm going to have to leave. So
Thank you, Victor.
All right.
Appreciate your
Thank you.
support.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.
Keep writing those checks. Making those transfers. I will see you there Thursday.
Complimentary?
I need to sell 6 more tickets.
That's right.
The bank is a $3,000 sponsor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
We'll get you the
I'm
check.
keeping track of everything, and I tell you, it's gonna be better than last year. Last year was the first one we were nervous with, just this avocado fest. I know you gotta start somewhere, but we started last year really nervous. We kicked it up right away, and this year we're already matching what we did last year. And we still have a lot of people out there, a lot of tickets, even some ladies. I was surprised the ladies wanted, and they were on the way out, and they were saying like, "Can you do this one day, one every month?" I'm like, "Sure, we'll do it casino night every month, of course." They don't know how much work it takes and
It's
all
called
that.
Las Vegas. It's called Las Vegas.
So, thank you so much, appreciate it.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you. I will say perhaps a final note on the calendar is we are working hard to make sure that this feels like it's the first year where we're carefully looking at each month and making sure that it's well spread out, and definitely just focusing on some key events where, for instance, the Avocado Fest, there will be a certain type of businesses that we will be catering to. Same for the beauty and Botox mixer, which you went over, as well as the handshakes and headshots. Now, if we shoot down the skeet shoot,
No pun
I've proposed in the past to do a social media event where we it's a different type of event where we bring education to businesses and would be more than just Pharr. And there we charge a fee for businesses to send their key social media employees, and it would be a learning experience for them. And so that's more of an all-encompassing event where we cater to
Information,
many
yeah.
more. And so that's certainly not in the plans for this year because it's a significant
Pretty heavy.
event, but we're working on making it for next year. So that's just, I just wanted to add that to let the board know we're thinking of the big picture, how the calendar will end up looking year after year in a very feasible capacity.
And I mean, Laura has a good point that they want to empower you, but by the same token, we've been around a lot longer, right? Or a lot older, and served on a lot more committees, right? So we have to steer you in the right direction too, because we're the ones that do the work. And it would be very difficult to say, okay, well, let's do that. And like I said, it works, but most businesses do it for nonprofits, and we really don't get anything out of it because nobody wants to go shoot, so. Anyway, all right. So we want a motion to accept the calendar and leave it open in case we want to make any modifications down the future, but remove the
skeet shoot.
skeet shoot in November.
And what are we doing with the future?
Well,
back
that,
to the future festival?
she told us that that's just labor from them. It's not-
Manpower they need.
Yeah, manpower more, just to work with the other units in the city. Because we're gonna ask them for help also.
I make a motion.
Got a motion by Alma,
Second?
second by Jose. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries unanimously. You have something else? No, that's it? All right, any announcements?
Yeah,
No?
so we're going to move on to our memberships report. That's going to be done by Eloina Gonzalez, our membership manager.
Did I miss that one? Oh, yes, here it is. Okay, give us the good news, Eloina. Make it a happy Easter.
Hi, good afternoon, board. So total memberships report as of April 2023, we have a total of 113 members. This month was very positive. We gained 20 members, 13 new members that have never been part of the chamber before, and 7 renewals. I'd like to give a warm welcome and spotlight the members that joined the chamber and invite the community to go out to visit them, shop local, and support the Pharr business community. We want to spotlight our gold members, AAA Lighting Distribution, EdCon, North Park, Lexus, Rio Grande Valley, and Spherian, staffing and recruiting.
What does EdCon do?
So EdCon, they assist with different projects or engineering,
Okay.
and they're here located in Pharr.
I just assumed by con. That's an assumption.
We would also like to spotlight our gold members, RGV Woondock, Raleigh Credit Union, El Pollo Loco, Vida, and Vamos. Also, our silver members, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Quinta Real Event Center, Bugali Dance Studio, Soul Rex Energy, Lupita's Tamales, located in South Pharr, Magic Valley Medicine Clinic, Tint World, and MEG Engineers. Next, corporate members. There's another. Okay, so, and also our corporate member, Ms. Warren Group Architects, and security, and Mr. Coldwell, banker commercial, or Mr. Michael Pacheco. I don't know why the slide was not added. Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
I think if you can provide us with a list of all the corporate members.
Yes.
Because I think those are the highest paying memberships, right? I think we need to give them an opportunity if they want to highlight their business at the Avocado Fest.
Yes, and they were they would
we
be the
need to
first ones that
approach
we
them
would
early.
contact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're listed in the, by the pink.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, not just the ones for this
Oh,
month.
then you was a renewal.
Yeah, but they're all
You're right.
split into
Mhm.
current,
Different categories, yeah.
pending.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
The
we
total.
just need a, yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am, congratulations, good job.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luna.
And happy Easter.
Thank you, Lorena.
Any other current projects?
No, so as of
Coming.
now, I just did want to highlight, we've been working hard on the calendar of events and really working with the Special Events Committee to set this and really have kind of a path for the remainder of the year and the upcoming fiscal year. I do really want to thank the Special Events Committee for committing to helping us out in securing this calendar and really working with our events and dedicating their time to supporting the chamber and looking for sponsorships, for support, and really guiding our staff and myself. So I do want to thank the Special Events Committee, and we have been working on this calendar. So I'm glad that we were able to bring it up to you guys.
Annalie, do we have a calendar like for everything the city is doing? So not just the city, but the chamber, the EDC, the, foundation, so that you can look at it and, calendar everything so that Marcela knows what everybody else is doing and Victor knows what everybody else is doing and.
Yes, we do have a master calendar,
Okay.
but obviously every entity is responsible for entering. For example, EDC would have to submit their events, Chamber will have to submit their events, and that way they're all combined in the master calendar, but it's also available for the public.
That's great to know, because then it allows us as chamber members to attend multiple events and show presence.
Yeah, in addition to that, you're more intentional and more strategic.
Yes,
going forward.
exactly.
So
So
yeah.
make sure that we include that calendar in our package every month and that we link it on our website so our members can go to that calendar. It's like, I didn't know. I thought I was having a real great idea today.
We developed that a couple of years ago because sometimes PD would plan a small event.
Right.
And Chamber had one at the exact same day, same time. So we were getting a lot of conflicting schedules. So
Yeah.
we said, okay, master calendar, before you schedule anything, check to make sure there's nothing there. And whoever gets on there first, that's your date. So you have to find a different date.
Great. So make sure we get on all there first, now that you have all these other things.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
No, so
Okay.
we can move on to upcoming events. I do want to highlight the past events that we had for this month, or just a few of the events that we attended or we supported. The City of Pharr did have a Women's International Day celebration, and it was a luncheon. We had Ms. Warren
And we didn't get invited.
attend. So this was a city for city employees.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
not for
and
board
so
members.
more internal, but I did want to highlight
Even though
because
we're the
The
volunteers.
picture's there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Picture's there.
I don't like
Some
that
of us
picture.
got invited as speakers. It was an honor to be there.
yes,
Thank you.
so I did want to highlight just because we did have a few of our board members attend as speakers, and so Dr. Annabelle Palomo from RGV College, and then Ms. Laura Warren from Warren Architect Group. They attended, they were the speakers, and it was a wonderful event, and we're thankful for the city for counting us in. Moving on. We did host a ribbon cutting for the remodel of La Quinta by Wyndham. They did a full remodel of all of their suites, all of their rooms, and even their welcoming areas, their reception, everything. Just a full remodel, just so they can be competitive and keep up with the rest of the hotels in our area.
The Blues Brothers, Johnny and Frank.
The selfie. We also assisted in having a farewell pizza party for our winter Texans. This is a time when they are leaving our area, and so we want to give them a good send off so that they can come back and visit us next year. Mhm.
So are those events going to be on this calendar, or was that sponsored by somebody else?
By the city?
So this event was more of a maybe last minute, just to help out and support the city with this effort. It also, we really care for our winter Texans, and
Oh,
they're
I
huge
understand
for
that, but is that our project?
it is not.
It's not, okay. So that doesn't need to be, okay.
We were invited by the Pharr Economic Development Corporation to be at their workshop for the small business funding and resource. They're having a grant. They're doing a program where they're helping small businesses with a reimbursement grant, either new businesses or already existing businesses. And so we were invited to be there and really showcase our services and hopefully get some new members. We also hosted our monthly corporate networking mixer for RGV College. It was a big success. It's been the highest attended mixer to date. We also had a ribbon cutting ceremony for All Star Nutrition. They actually celebrated, I believe, their 11-year anniversary, so they've been open for quite a while. They have a few stores, but their headquarters is here in the city of Pharr, and so we hosted an anniversary ribbon cutting for them. We also had this past weekend the April Hub Market Days. This has been a very successful event for us. Our market vendors love it. They keep coming back. It's grown from 10 vendors to now up to 35, 40 vendors, give and take. So we always have assistance from the city, so we do want to extend our gratitude because they help us out with resources and personnel. But we did have a Easter bunny just to celebrate Easter. We knew the city was having their extravaganza, their scavenger hunt, and so it was just a big Easter celebration in the city of Pharr. So we had a lot of attendees enjoy shopping local and supporting our small businesses. And then we did want to highlight the city of Pharr had their Easter, their scavenger hunt for Easter, and we were able to give them a few of our valued members' names, so our businesses. We highlighted them. We were able to send them over to the city so that they could be one of the stops on the scavenger hunt. And so this is another way for us to support them in promoting their business and helping them just be visible to the city. And so we wanted all of the people that were participating in the scavenger hunt to visit the business and know where they're located so that they can continue to shop local. Now, for upcoming events, we are hosting a ribbon cutting ceremony for First Position Dance Studio. They're actually having their 2nd year anniversary. So we're very excited that they're staying in Pharr and that they continue to thrive. We're hosting a ribbon cutting for them on April 10th. And we are also helping out with the Miss Pharr Scholarship Pageant. It's going to be on April 15th. We have quite a few girls participating, so we invite everybody to join us for that, to watch them, come and support them and cheer them on. The registration is still open. It's going to be open until April the 8th, and so we invite every girl that is interested in coming out of their comfort zone to participate, to register on our website. And like I said, it's going to be closed on April the 8th, so they still have some time. They have to be residents of Pharr, and they have to be enrolled in school. We'll be hosting our monthly corporate networking mixer for Clark Nab Honda. That's going to be April 27th. And as we went over on our calendar of events, we will be having Avocado Fest, Mayor's Prayer Luncheon, the ribbon cutting for Security First in May, our Hub Market Days Hub Fest cook-off. We're assisting with the cook-off this year as well, and our job fair on May 25th.
But avocado is not till October.
October, I apologize. Yes, October 18th.
Like, what?
14th, I'm sorry, October 14th. And that's going to
Very
be it.
good.
Thank you. Any questions?
Any other comments? Okay, need a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion?
A second.
Motion by Johnny, second by Laura. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously.